Hi. Long time no see. It's me, Katie, and you may have noticed that I have not put out a video on this channel for a while, and it's because I've been really busy with some other exciting projects. I'm writing a book, I've been producing a lot of episodes of the Money with Katie show for the podcast, and the reason I'm here today is to tell you about another show that I make called Bossy. So this is a show that we started at the end of 2023 because we wanted to start having more conversations beyond personal finance to talk about things like entrepreneurship and more career-focused conversations. I co-host it with this unbelievably cool woman, Tara Reid, who's the founder of a multi-million-dollar ed tech company called Apps Without Code. And the segment that you're about to see is part of our conversation about how I started monetizing Money with Katie. But this is also my way of telling you that I am planning to come back to YouTube this year. And I'm not exactly sure, what that's gonna look like yet. So if you have any requests, any ideas, hit me up in the comments. We'll be trying out different formats, topics, and just other ways to bring you the interesting financial content that you love. And in the meantime, here's Bossy. Starting as a service. When pre-Money with Katie, okay? Yeah. This is like before Money with Katie was twinkle in my eye. I was really into personal finance, and so I had started a little consulting thing that was like for friends and friends of friends, where it was like, you pay me $50 or $100, I'll sit down with you and help you make a budget. I'll help you make a plan to tackle your debt. I'll show you how to open a Roth IRA. Like it wasn't anything that you would need like a license. It was just kind of like, I'll help.
And
Let's talk about it, and I'll help you set this
up. That conversation, because it just occurred to me as so much like, I'll help.
Yeah. So I'm like, let me show you how to do this, and I charged very little for it. But in the process of doing that, and there was actually kind of this intermediary, like the true OGs will remember this. There was kind of a first ditch effort at turning that into something a little more official, where I had a couple partners. Yeah. And we had a business called Matriarch Financial, where we would do that, but in a little more of a formal capacity. And so anyway, that was okay. But again, hard to scale because you are on sales calls.
That's right.
You are trying to get people to.
But you iterate on it, and the next version of the iteration looks more productized than the full service.
In the process of doing that, I had to make spreadsheets that I used as the template and the basis of everybody's budget. And then it wasn't until Money with Katie was off the ground and up and running, and people were kind of emailing me like, hey, didn't there used to be like a spreadsheet? And I was like, wait a second.
And that's how you know, by the way, that you have something really good, is people are asking you for it.
Yeah.
And people were asking me, hey, can you show me how you did that thing? Hey, can you help me? My idea is not an art startup. It's this, but I would love to learn that.
But it's just kind of funny because I'm like, wow, in retrospect, I see that now. And I had not connected those dots that we did the same. I did the same thing. It was it started as a service. It started as kind of like a consult, pay for play, pay for time. And then it was wait a second, but there is a nugget here. I can't make myself available, but it's I can put my philosophy into this tool that kind of does it for you. So it's more DIY.
So one of the things that I'm playing with a lot now, and at Apps Without Code we're doing, is how do you take your philosophy about how you do something and turn it even more into next on that progression product. So I'm spending a lot of time right now. We've built this AI, I love AI, this AI driven tool that asks you questions about your app idea.
Oh, this is what you've been kind of talking about this.
Yeah, we're using it with students now. So it asks you about your app idea. It outlines all of the pages and exactly what needs to go on each page and creates a mock-up of each of the pages of what that will look like. It's this really fun experience of oh, that's my app.
Wow.
And then we have a tool in the back end where it takes that outline and it actually builds the app, and you literally see the computer doing the clicking.
Holy shit.
So we haven't, that second part we haven't released out to the public, but now we're thinking even more about how do we productize, and all of it is not just stuff that you already know. It's from doing it myself from so many times and then helping other people so many times. There's a methodology to it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You kind of have the formula, but it's hard to get the formula without actually having done it all. That's where
Which is what I'm saying about the service. It's hard
the iterations. I think it's hard to go straight to the end.
Straight to the end. And there are so many versions. If I look back at V1 of so many of the things I've worked on, I'm ooh, that was not great.
Oh yeah.
So you iterate on it, and I think so many times people get caught up in the first version has to be perfect.
Me.
I can't. You do that?
Me with this show.
No, I don't think you've done that at
I'm like, the
all.
first episode needs to be, they should want to listen to it every day for the rest of their lives.
As we go. Let it get better. It's like a good work of art that you can go back and see it.
Well, iterative.
It's iterative.
You know what? Okay, so I think I am happy now that we've gotten, for our product, that we've gotten to the point where I'm very confident in the product itself. I'm like, we're on our 5th official version. Yeah. We now kind of have the development process worked out. It's like very easy for like
version
I have
5.0.
I have the right partner working on it who's just like a genius, and I'm like, this is great. So I feel good about that. I think where I struggle is that I want to know kind of your approach to Always On, and if you think with the specifically caveat with the price point that's low, right?
Yeah.
What is the, because I'm thinking, you know, if I'm launching it every year, there's a huge influx at launch. So it's like $49 a pop, or, you know, we might adjust it a little bit this year, but like around 50, we'll say. And there's usually like a few 100,000 launch weekend, and then like over the course of the next few months, you get, you know, probably another 20 to 50,000 a month for like there's like some afterglow effect.
And when you say always on, you mean like the product's always available, you can go buy it anytime.
Yes, exactly. It's
versus like a launch when it like releases.
Yeah, and it's I think it's easy when you're hyping something up at a launch to drive a lot of sales right away. But then once it's out there and the innate urgency or the innate hype is gone, how do you consistently get that in front of people in an automated way where, and I think the answer is probably something about email and just making sure that we're like getting in front of the right people. But it's a little tough when you're in a bunch of different places. Like we have channels, we are in a lot of different places. So I'm like, how do we then kind of create an ecosystem where the right people are being served that product at the right time? And I think I'm going to probably mimic the Thomas Frank model a little bit.
Interesting. I also don't know that I love the always on model. I love the like in between of launch and always on. I think there's something in between.
Oh, like almost
which
like
is
quarterly
like,
or
for example,
mini.
I see a lot of people do this with like membership group content.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is like there's a monthly open. Right, each month it's open, so you gotta give if it's open the first week of the month and you find it the third week of the month, you get on the wait list, and then it opens the first week of the month. You got to get in. There's still like a reason to go and move kind of quickly, and then like you close it.
Yeah, I wonder, because sometimes I think that if that only works if the audience it kind of. I think you can fatigue people that way.
Yeah, I think it works pretty well for like new people. I do think from a funnel perspective, there's just going to be people who are never going to like, buy the planner, and like that's fine.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is email. I think that is the answer. Yeah. It's just figuring that out. But
but like, you can do all these things that we're mentioning. Those things can be done all
the interim thing is interesting. And I know that there is a way to pull off always on, because I know people that are doing it. So I'm like, maybe there is something there with just the kind of the back end and getting right to it and making sure that the content that's like marketing for like in that sense, I'm referring to the way that like Thomas Frank has these videos where it's like, you know, that the people watching that video are interested in Notion because the video is about Notion.
There's some kind of content event, like the video got posted, there's a new video that's happening, and so there's the experience for a brand new person seeing the funnel where like they're coming into a first thing, and then I think to your point, like you do something with email like right immediately, just at least tell them that you have the thing, right? Tell them that you have the planner. But I think there's also then a separate strategy for people who are already in the audience. And I think if you separate your strategy for people who are new coming in and people who are all like already in the community, I think you need a slightly different plan for each of them.
I agree. I think that I kind of love the idea of doing several launches a year, but I think that there needs to be... I'm almost into the workshop thing. I think that there might be something there, because I think some people do want that personal touch, but it doesn't mean that it has to be a one-on-one, obviously.
It doesn't have to be a one-on-one, and also like I think sometimes workshops get like a bad rep for being like not that useful and helpful.
Not that useful, and also
like,
kind of smarmy.
You can do like
there's
real useful stuff. On a workshop that like really like I have people email me all the time about the like thousands of dollars they've made just going to my free workshops.
Okay. Yeah. Workshop so link in the show notes. Good plug. No, it's true though. I think that there's something to that, because I personally I think I have an easier time charging for something, and not you charge for a workshop, but when I feel confident of the value that the person's going to get from
Yeah.
it, I'm like, I don't feel weird about something. This is going to help
Yeah.
you. You should have this. And
Yeah.
that's very much how I feel about the planner.
Yeah.
And I think that same energy could be brought to a workshop. But I do agree. I think that sometimes I hear a webinar
You're
or
saying the workshop would be free, or you would charge?
it
for
would
the
be
workshop?
free, but just that I would feel better about it if I felt like there was a lot of value provided.
You absolutely should do a lot of value provided.
Yeah, but
Absolutely.
that is going to take some time, I think, to get there.
There is.
I want to get that right. I don't want to waste people's time.
So, do you know ClickFunnels? The business.
Yeah.
So the
Wait, refresh my memory. What is their...
ClickFunnels is like a landing page builder. It's like a website building software.
Okay.
Right. And their founder has this thing called the perfect webinar formula. It actually like walks you through questions, and then it like generates like your slides of like what to say. And I think it leads you to a high value workshop as opposed to just like randomness.
I want people to get something out of it.
Yeah.
Even because if someone comes and is not in a position to buy the planner or doesn't feel like it's right for them, I still want everyone
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to feel
I
sold
think in
to.
your workshop, you should go through the planner, pick some people from the audience. Like, let's actually work through the planner. Let me
That's
show you 3
interesting.
different versions of how this planner can work and how you can modify it for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Like, actually give real tactical stuff.
So what'd you think? Did you like Bossy? If you would like to check out other episodes of Bossy, you can do so by clicking on the videos that just appeared or heading down to the description of this video, and new episodes drop every Thursday. So you can catch playbooks for scaling personal brands to millions, celebrity empires, and Emma Chamberlain's evolution right here. And I'll be back.